I suppose so. So I could look into who's leaking NCR intel.
Well, why not?
Yeah, exactly. I'm a
Your
third
recent
party, you
arrival.
know.
At least I can safely rule you out as the leak.
Hello guys, and welcome back to some more Fallout New Vegas. Little Buster, hello. Who are you? And why are you wearing metal armor?
Let me guess. You got work for me, right? Well, you're too late. I just quit the bounty trade. As soon as I pick up some caps that Daughtry owes me, I'm out of this scrapyard.
You're supposed to be famous or something?
Well, shit. Feel free to stick a knife in the old ego. Thought I made a name for myself around here. Guess that's as good a reason as any to quit this stinking trade. No glory. No easy money, no women, and no glory. Shit. I'd settle just for the women.
Why does Daughtry owe you cabs?
Because I killed a couple of marks for him, that's why. You ever hear of Jackson? Or Night Terror?
I take it they were fiends, maybe?
Damn right they were. And they were good, too. Till I popped a couple shells in their assholes. Bam. Dead. Finished. Over. See, somebody gives me a job, I do it. Maybe I complain a little here and there, but my shit gets done.
Okay, and how long have you been a bounty hunter?
Oh, shit, I don't know. Gotta be at least a month.
A
Longer
month?
than I last at most jobs.
You worked a lot of different trades.
Oh, yeah. A lot. Like before I was a bounty hunter, I worked as a caravan guard. You'd think that was a cakewalk, right? Wrong. Crazy bastards expected me to wake up at dawn. Forget it. It's about 2 hours after this guy hits the sack. And I need at least 10, 12 hours of sleep to do my job. Price of excellence.
Oh my god, you're such a... Wow, okay. And here I thought you might be a badass or something. I've been known to hunt a few bounties myself.
Well, hey, the field's wide open now that I'm gone. Probably lots of people looking to get in once they hear I quit.
And what are you going to do now?
Simple. Gonna make myself some easy money. I got a plan. Once I get my caps from Daughtry, I'm going to head on over to Gomorrah and win big at cards. There's not as many people playing at Gomorrah, so that means I've got better odds of winning big. I got this figured out.
Uh-huh, of course you do. And why did you quit the trade?
See, I thought the bounty hunting trade would be easy money, but it turns out it's hard work, so screw it. Also, I ran into this Mark who was a little too tough for me. I mean, I could have taken him. But with this guy, might have cost me some bad burns or an ass rape. I'm all for risking my life, but I'm a little sensitive about my asshole.
Oh, I can understand that. Okay, goodbye to you.
Hey, yeah. Next time you see me, maybe I'll be rolling in a shitload of caps, right?
Or I'll see you being poor and needing help. We'll see. We'll see.
Hello.
Corporal Betsy, hello.
Never seen you around before. What do you want?
Have you seen any serious combat here?
Not unless you count the fiends as serious. Gorobets keeps us inside the fence most of the time. Doesn't matter to me. I just shoot bad guys. Sooner or later, they'll move us out to the dam, though. That's when the shit gets nasty.
Uh-huh, okay. Nasty how?
Legion fights to win. And they're smart. Hell of a lot smarter than these crazy fiends. But I don't feel bad about shooting Legion boys. Fiends, on the other hand, sometimes I get pangs of conscience. Not often, but sometimes.
Okay, I mean, first I've heard about anyone using conscience against these guys.
Yeah, doesn't sound like me at all, right? But it happens.
Uh-huh.
Some cute little junkie bitch, so fucked up she doesn't even know that she's the bad guy. And I've got a headshot her. Makes me think. Might just be sex, though. I see some cute little number and I'd rather get in her pants. So maybe I'm a stone-cold bitch after all.
Uh-huh. How about a date? I like tough women. No, it's pretty clear she's not into guys. You're a sniper?
What gave me away? The big gun, the shades, or the attitude?
I mean... the big gun, I suppose.
Yup. A lot of people make that connection. Big gun. Sniper. Some people don't even need to ask.
Okay, wow, goodbye.
Yeah. Try not to get killed.
Probably kill you 10 times over.
Hello.
Corporal Sterling, hello there.
Howdy. Name's Sterling, First Recon. Can't say I've seen you before. I'd remember if I had.
You remember everyone who passes through it? Wow, that's impressive.
Got a good memory for faces, landmarks and such too. Comes with practice, that's all. and a lot of scouting from place to place.
I suppose so. I suppose so. Interesting rifle. You have the lever action, right?
I call her the Long Carabine. Didn't always have the scope. I added that myself. Been shooting with her so long, couldn't bring myself to toss her away. Would have felt guilty to part with the old girl. The other snipers used bolt action, but Gorbets reckoned it didn't matter none if I was different, so long as I could hit my targets.
Have you always been with the 1st Recon?
Used to be a ranger. One of the first they sent out east back before we took the dam. Observation and reconnaissance. We took the lay of the land, checked out the locals, and kept ourselves inconspicuous. A couple friends of mine were the first to scout the dam. That was back in '73, if I recall. A lot of those rangers are dead now. Vegas always chewed men up. It's just a little more literal nowadays.
And why did you leave the Rangers then?
Well, that wasn't really a matter of choice. Got myself caught by legionaries up near Malpay. They had themselves some fun with me. Mangled my hands and feet pretty good.
Oh.
Wasn't much good with the pistol after that. Wasn't gonna be trekking across the waste on any more long scouts either.
Then how did you manage to escape if that's the case?
Caesar's boys figured I wasn't going anywhere after what they'd done to me. So they didn't bother tying me up. I crawled out of there on my elbows and knees. Must have looked a sight. Then I rolled down an embankment into the Colorado. I guess I had a mind to drown rather than give Caesar's boys the satisfaction of killing me. But a couple of rangers happened to be watching from across the river. They jumped on in and pulled me out of there. Lucky break, they said.
I don't know if I'd call that lucky. How long have you been stationed here then?
Going on 6 months now, but I reckon we'll be moving out soon enough. Can't talk about the details.
I already
Till
heard
then,
about the
we'll man
details.
The towers and keep an eye on the fiends. We've had more than our share of trouble from their direction. Whole thing smells of Caesar to me. Of course, that's just guesswork. But I'd still bet a few caps he's stirring up the locals against us.
Okay, I mean, I
Always a
already
pleasure.
heard about that. I
Keep
wish I could
yourself
tell
safe.
you about it. The Great Khan specifically. Oh, let me just look at your... nice gun. Nice gun.
Got a second to talk, boss?
Sure, what's on your mind?
Meeting Corporal Sterling. Well, it kind of got me thinking. Here's a guy that's been beat all to hell, right? I mean, he could have retired from the service, but instead he signs back on and does what he can. You think he did the right thing?
Oh boy, I think it's good that he's devoted to his duty. More people should act that. The NCR put a lot of time and money into his training. He owes it to them. It might seem harsh, but a soldier can't do his job with those limitations. Those injuries, he's nothing but a drain on resources. I would say, I think it's good that he's so devoted to his duty. You know, more people should act that way, where they're actually doing something they like doing. Something they really think fits them personally, you know?
You think so, boss? Because I remember a time when a lot of people stuck to their duty no matter what. It ended with nuclear bombs falling on my hometown.
You're talking about the Great War. What do you remember about it?
I grew up in a place called Hidalgo Ranch, just outside Mexico City. It wasn't much, just a bit of a farm, with a house for 3 generations of Tejadas. I wasn't the best behaved kid. I was quick with my hands, with a pistol or a wrench. And I wasn't afraid to get into fights over it. I never killed anybody, but I had my share of run-ins with the police. Mostly my family kept me in line. This was before the war. We were far enough away from Mexico City when the bombs fell that we missed the worst of it. But things got bad quick.
Go on.
Just a few days after Mexico City was vaporized, refugees started pouring down the road to our ranch. We helped who we could, but there were so many. Eventually, my father started turning people away before we ran out of food. Things got violent. My father and I got our guns, and we drove them off.
Then what happened?
About 24 men came back in the night after we'd gone to sleep. They set fire to the ranch house and barred the doors from the outside. My whole family was trapped inside. I smelt the smoke, and I got myself and my little sister Rafaela out through a window. But everyone else, my parents, my grandmother, my 2 brothers, and 2 of my sisters, all died.
Then exactly what happened? Can't we just hear everything instead of saying what happened then or what's next?
Rafaela and I ran. We were pursued by some of the men, who attacked our home. But I was always a good shot. The ones who came after us, I killed. The rest, I left be. I had to take care of Rafaela, not throw my life away on revenge.
I mean, you can't think it was your fault. No one could stand against a dozen men armed alone.
I know that, boss. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just getting sentimental in my old age. Anyways, forget it. Just wanted that off my chest.
I mean, alright. Fair enough, I suppose.
Sounds like we're running prim now. I'd still rather take my leave at the strip.
Who is the leader I'm supposed to talk to?
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a new...
Oh, you.
I'm Lieutenant Gorobets, 1st Recon.
Gorobets,
If you're looking to collect a bounty, you should talk to Major Daughtry.
Where is Major Daughtry? Tell me about 1st Recon.
We're the finest sniper outfit in the whole NCR. If you need a bullet put into a target's eye from 800 yards away, you call us. Some of my team aren't without their share of scars, though, like Betsy and Sterling.
What's wrong with Betsy?
Cook, one of the fiends, ambushed her and 10 of spades. They both managed to escape, but not before Cook raped her.
Oh boy.
Betsy shrugged it off like it was nothing, but her behavior keeps getting worse. Always making passes at every woman who wanders by. It's inappropriate for anyone at 1st Recon to behave that way. I could discipline her, but I'd rather she get medical help.
I mean, I can talk to her about getting medical help, if you want.
I'd appreciate it. As her CO, I could order her to get help, but I'd have her agree with the idea.
And what happened to Sterling?
Corporal Sterling was an NCR ranger until he was captured by the Legion. They tortured him pretty badly. He wasn't able to be a ranger after that, but his eyes are still sharp, so I had him transferred to 1st Recon.
Okay, then tell me more about 1st Recon then.
We're the finest sniper out...
Oh, you already told me that. Does the NCR usually offer bounties on people?
If they've proven hard to kill, yes. Whatever it takes to get the job done, even if it means hiring help from outside the military.
Goodbye then.
Carry on.
A winner.
Alright. Betsy. Heard about your dark past. I guess we will talk about that another time.
What brings you back?
Nothing really, nothing.
Hello?
Where would she be? Oh, right here. Alright, Betsy, we need to talk here, okay?
Yeah?
You should get medical help for your trauma, you know?
The lieutenant's been talking to you, hasn't he? Look, I don't need a head doctor. I'm 1st Recon, damn it. You don't see the others crying about every little bruise and scrape, do you?
Well, mental trauma can slow down and distract you, but it's treatable. Just like a bullet. It's like any bullet wound, you know?
Just another injury to take care of, huh? Well, when you put it that way. All right. You can tell the lieutenant I finally caved. There's a Dr. Usanagi who's supposed to be good at this sort of thing.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Try not to get killed.
I will. 10 of spades. Why do you need me to talk to 10 of spades? Can I, Rex, please? Thank you.
You remember me, right? The 10 of spades, 1st Recon.
Yeah, I remember you. You seem kind of cool. All right. I guess that was another option to talk to everyone else. All right, cool. What about you, Boone? What do you think about this place?
What is it?
Nothing? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I did it.
What can I do for you?
I convinced Corporal Betsy to get help from Dr. Usanagi.
I wish someone with your medical training had come along sooner. I think she'll actually stick with the treatment because of what you said.
That's good.
I was afraid that Betsy wouldn't go for long-term treatment because she didn't want to look bad in front of the rest of the squad. You settled that. Do me a favor and let Usanagi know Corporal Betsy is coming. I'd like to make sure the medical clinic has time for her.
Okay, sounds good.
Carry on.
You're a nice leader, by the way. I like you. But I don't know where your leader is, or whatever his name is, because I would love
like
to
we're
talk to
running
him.
prim now. I'd still rather take my leave at the strip.
So do you have a shooting range or something that I'm not aware of? Oh, right over here. Any of you guys I know, or... Oh, you're the one I need to look for.
If it's bad news, you can take it up with the Colonel. If it's good news, it better involve some dead fiends.
I would like to fight the fiends. I hear you have like a little thing, you know? What do you know about the fiends?
Pack of drugged-out killers. They're addicted to every stim, every pill, every psychoactive enema on this fucked-up Earth. I've got 3 fiends I want dead, and I don't give a goddamn how it gets done. That sound like something that interests you?
Actually, yes, very much.
Good. That's damn good. I figure it's about time we got lucky out here, so maybe you can snuff one of these maniacs. First one calls herself Violet. God knows why. The name is the prettiest thing about her. Spends most of her time with a pack of vicious dogs. Then there's Driver Nafai. He's fast and he's brutal. Killed about a dozen of my men with a goddamn driver iron. Hence his name. And finally, Cook. Rapist, pyromaniac, and damn good chef if you believe the fiends we've captured. Probably the craziest of the lot. I'm not gonna feed you any bullshit. These aren't your common Vegas trash. They've all killed good NCR men, and plenty of mercs too. You go after them, any of them, you're in for a hell of a fight. So, which one is it gonna be?
Can I just get all of them? I'll go with Cook, because I believe we need to get a little bit of revenge for our friend in First Recon.
One thing I should tell you about Cook. Piece of shit is pure animal. He raped one of my snipers, and that makes this personal.
Exactly, that's why I picked it.
Also, he's got a flamethrower, and he's damn good with it. From what I hear, he either rapes or burns every living thing he gets his hands on. Only one man's gotten close to killing him, and that's Little Buster. So he says, anyway. Maybe it's bullshit, but I'd still ask him about it.
Okay, what else can you tell me about Little Buster?
Bounty hunter. Talks big. But he's still alive, so he can't be completely full of shit. I think he's out in the yard, waiting to claim a couple bounties.
Okay, anything else I should know?
One more thing. If you want the full reward, you need to bring me a recognizable head. My superiors need proof they're gone. That means no headshots, no decapitations till after they're dead. And no damage to the face. If you want to be safe, aim for the chest. You bring me a head that looks like a rotten tomato, people will be doubting, and I won't be authorized to pay the entire bounty. Good luck to you, and don't get careless.
Oh, that's gonna be troublesome. You were at the Bitter Springs, I'm told.
Yeah, I was there. I was Captain Daughtry then. That whole situation was a mess, and could easily have been avoided with good intel. The major in charge at the time made a bad call. He thought Bitter Springs was full of Great Khan raiders, so we surrounded the place. By the time any of us realized there were civilians down there, women and children, shooting had already started. The major froze up at the news, and we couldn't get another word out of him. I took over and salvaged the situation as best I could. For my effort, I was promoted to major. Not quite the way I'd have wanted it.
Yeah, it sounds kinda like that wasn't very satisfying. So what can you tell me about the Great Khans then?
We know they supply the fiends with illegal chems, but they never stick around in NCR territory for long. They know the land and move quick. There's talk from time to time about taking out their base at Red Rock Canyon, but nothing ever comes of it. The Great Khans are tough fighters. If we
I'm
ever
kinda
did
their
go
friend,
up
by the
against
way.
them on their home turf, we'd win. But casualties would be high.
I don't think you should do that. A lot of nice people there too, as well as bad people. So, I heard you're Bitterroot's father.
Adoptive father, yes. I was very proud when he made First Recon. I know that every time I send them out, I could be sending him to his death. But if it's not me, it'll be somebody else. At least this way I get one more chance to see him.
Well, that's kind of a nice way to see it.
Right.
All right, goodbye, buddy. Goodbye. Are you also
I'm not
just taking a
exactly
look at the...
but taking out scumbags of this magnitude wouldn't cause me to lose any sleep.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
Hey,
I'm not a... I am a bit of a mercenary, I guess, at this point. I'm the crazy mercenary, though, but... I'm a bit of a mercenary. By the way, I saw you had a doctor somewhere around here. I should probably go check that out first. Actually, no, there might be a doctor in here, too. So it doesn't matter. One thing at a time, one thing at a time. Alright, alright. So this is the airbase, is it? Pretty dark in here. Hello.
What is it?
Captain Ronald Curtis.
Nice to meet you. I'm Curtis.
What do you do here?
Officially, I'm in charge of Bravo Company. But since General Oliver has Bravo and most of our forces here garrisoned, I'm free to do other things.
Oh.
So I work with Colonel Shu on logistics, patrols, supply lines, reinforcements, that sort of thing. Lately, it's been less about that, and more about figuring out how that information is getting leaked to raiders. It's a big base with a lot of unhappy soldiers. They get stir-crazy. Hard to separate the malcontents from the actual culprit.
Wait, so you have some people leaking intel?
Later.
You have a traitor amongst you, eh? Okay. We can try to figure out what exactly that is about. Inaccessible, huh? Well, NCR people.
I wish I had a first recon guy looking after me.
It's pretty dark in here, really. It's not exactly the nicest thing ever. Hello, James Sue.
Look who it is. I haven't had the privilege, but I'm told you've been an angel on our shoulder. What can we do for
you have heard of
Karen?
me. Okay, I'm here to provide support. Is there anything I might be able to help with?
You don't cook by any chance, do you? Farber's doing his best, but it's hard to manage an army with half my staff in line for the latrine. Honestly, we're fighting a lot of fires right now. The fiends keep pressing their position from Vault 3. We've got the Legion breathing down our necks across the river. We actually took an officer alive last week, but so far he hasn't spoken a word.
Any other problems?
Yeah. On top of everything else, I can't send a patrol on a bathroom break without it being ambushed by someone who heard they were coming. So somebody's getting the word out.
Okay, you seem calm given, the circumstances.
Calm is what you have to be when people look to you. And it's all you can be when things are out of your hands.
I suppose so. So I could look into who's leaking NCI intel.
Well, why not?
Yeah, exactly. I'm a
Given your
third
recent
party,
arrival, At least I can safely rule you out as the leak. I'd like to have absolute trust in my men, but that's just not practical right now. Go ahead and look into it. See what you find. We don't have much to go on right now. Lately, every raiding party in New Vegas seems to have a map of our troop movements. It derails everything. Supplies, reinforcements. And it'll only get worse the longer we let it go on. Captain Curtis is heading up the investigation right now. He can fill you in.
Okay, I bet I could make the Legion prisoner talk too.
I have Lieutenant Boyd on that already, and she's excellent. But I think she's hit a wall. Talk to her if you like. See if she has any use for you. Her office is right above mine, but I think she might be interrogating right now. So she'd be upstairs on the other side of the building.
Okay, and I don't need to ask about the fiends. I think I get the gist of them. Everything seems to be pointing towards them being chem addicts that go crazy. I asked multiple people before because I wanted different perspectives, but I think all of them kind of fit that one thing, Chem addicts that are crazy. How are things going for the NCR around here then?
Could be better, I'll say that much. We set up here with our sights set on annexing New Vegas. It's a lot of resources that could do a lot of good for us. But that hasn't happened. If anything, they annexed us. They rake in the profits from our soldiers, and we're stuck protecting them from the Legion. Not exactly the plan.
And where does that leave you?
Now we're trying to secure the strip and the dam at the same time, and it's costing us. And in the meantime, General Oliver won't approve any offensive maneuvers, because he doesn't want to risk losing our positions. So we're in a holding pattern here. And Caesar's on the other side of the river, planning.
Okay, what's Camp McCarran's role in the NCR operations then? I know you guys are like the main stronghold of the New Vegas area, aren't you?
It's our main base.
Yeah,
we took
that's
it because
so.
it lets us keep an eye on the strip, and it had already been fortified before the Great War. From here, we handle most of the logistics for our operations in Nevada. Troop allocation, supply distribution, intel. Usually General Oliver runs the show here, but he's on his way to the dam now, so I've taken on a lot of his duties here.
Okay, alright. Are things mostly quiet between here and the dam, or is there something in between I don't know about?
Unfortunately, no. In fact, the word from the ranger stations has been especially concerning lately. Sounds like they've run into overwhelming resistance, and supplies just aren't reaching them. It's been so bad, I asked Sergeant Reyes at Camp Forlorn Hope to look into it, and see how it is that things could be so fouled up there.
Okay, well, what challenges does the NCR face here then?
Everything was going according to President Kimball's plan at first. We met minor resistance from local troublemakers. But our two main objectives are still contested. Mr. House controls the strip, and he won't so much as meet with our ambassador. And we're holding Hoover Dam. but Caesar's Legion is positioning itself to overrun it. If it falls, so will New Vegas. We'd be forced to withdraw.
Okay, interesting. So if I really wanted you guys gone, I could. Goodbye then.
Bye. Something I can...
Speaking of, I have a delivery, by the way.
Hey.
Oh, hello there.
You're new. I'm Angela. Williams. Were you just looking around, or...?
What is this place?
This? The OSI lab. We don't get many visitors. The smell puts people off, I think.
The
Nobody
smell?
ever said science would smell clean and fresh. Anyway, you get used to it if you give it some time.
Are you a scientist or something?
I know I don't sound the part. Get raised by Brahmin ranchers and you never lose the twang. Drives Hildern crazy. But I know every inch of the power grid from Hoover Dam to Shady Sands. That's what we do here. Try to optimize the power output from the dam. Some of the others are working on an agricultural project, but truth be told, they aren't making much progress. Not yet, anyway.
So, need help with anything?
You mean give you work? No, that'd be up to the administrator, Hildern. He's back there in his office. Between you and me, I don't think he ever leaves. Plenty of mercs go in to see him, though.
Okay, what for?
I can't say. We're not supposed to talk about the research. Not the details. If you're interested, I'm sure he'd see you.
Sure, okay. Goodbye then.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
If
too.
you need anything, I'm almost always in the lab.
Alright, got you. Hello there, Thomas Hildern.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Thomas Hildern, Director
Thomas
of Operations,
Hildern,
OSI
okay.
East. I presume you're here about Vault 22?
No, this is the first time I've heard of Vault 22.
No, they wouldn't have briefed you, would they? Probably better that our junior fellows stay within the bounds of their pay grade anyway. Vault 22. Where to begin?
I'm listening.
Imagine, if you will, the wasteland in bloom. Vast fields of corn that grow from seeds and produce their bounty in the space of a month. Orchards of trees, their branches weighed halfway to the ground, hung with fat, ripe oranges, a harvest that could feed a city or a nation. And all this, requiring no more than a few drops of precious water, and the efforts of only a handful of human farmers. Impossible?
Nothing is impossible, I say.
Precisely. Science has proven that truth 1,000 times over, but how many wasteland savages believe it? Present company accepted, of course. The bounty I described to you is no idle fantasy. It exists in primitive form only a few miles from where we stand. We need only reach out and unlock its secret. For that, the OSI needs you.
Alright. It's never that simple, though, is it?
Isn't it? One directs one's efforts, or the efforts of others, toward a goal, and progress is made. It's a matter of incentives, nothing more. I believe that the inhabitants of Vault 22 unlock the secrets of vegetative growth. Plants are spilling from their gate. No one tends them. No one waters them. Yet they multiply and spread in all directions. Find the reason for this miraculous growth, and I promise you the OSI will see that you are generously compensated.
Alright, I'll do it, I suppose.
Good. No need to check in with the NCR authorities. I can authorize your payment from OSI accounts. Vaults typically contain a server room on a lower level, where they would have backed up their research data. A computer room, you understand? Download all the information on the central server to your Pip-Boy, and you'll be certain to bring me any notes or samples that you find, won't you?
Okay, you seem kind of sketchy with everything you're saying. Anything else I should know?
I thought it was a fairly straightforward assignment. It's a simple question of retrieving the data, which shouldn't prove overly challenging. Downloading the data will be handled by your Pip-Boy. You might think of yourself as a mere means of conveyance. No insult intended, of course.
The fact that you even have to say that means you clearly meant that as some sort of insult.
Oh? What might those be?
Tell me more about the OSI. What exactly are they? What is the OSI? Some kind of intelligence thing?
The Office of Science and Industry.
Oh.
It's a rather expansive topic. I could talk for hours, but I'm sure I'd bore you. Suffice to say, we are the leading edge of the NCR. Our work focuses on practical matters: medicine, engineering, biology. The dam, for instance. OSI routes its energy supply to our cities in the West. That's only one responsibility of this office.
Okay, and you said you were the director of OSI?
Director of the entire OSI? Me? If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to plant seditious ideas in my head. No. I direct our eastern operations. I've been responsible for squeezing unprecedented levels of power from the dam. I'm also confronting the problem of food production in what little spare time I have. But I've found some promising leads.
So you're doing all of those things by yourself?
Yes, with the assistance of my team, of course.
So the NCR has a food shortage?
Not yet, but our government understands the value of proactive thought. Our studies project an imbalance between production and consumption. Or, for a layman such as yourself, not enough food, too many mouths to feed. Mass starvation in a decade or so.
Yeah, that's kind of bad. What other responsibilities does this office have?
We aid some programs the Republic has sponsored involving sharecropper farms in the area. But those haven't panned out too well from what I hear. There have been complaints about the amount of water we're supplying. But those are just excuses for lack of diligence, I'm sure.
And do you control the dam from here?
Directly? No. But we attempt to maximize its output. You have no idea how difficult it is to provide power to an entire nation. Fortunately, we also have the Helios 1 facility. One of our external contractors recently got the station up and running. His name was something like exceptional or marvelous.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yes, that was it. Exactly.
And what do you think of NCR's chances against the Legion?
To be frank, I have no idea. I leave the fighting to Colonel Shu, and I expect him to leave the science to me. Too many people have opinions on things they know nothing about. And the more ignorant they are, the more opinions they have.
Goodbye, then.
Yes, goodbye.
All right. I don't trust you that much.
Hildern is a good example of big-picture obsession gone too far. At some point, he became so fixated on large-scale results that he lost the concept of the common good along the way. It's an inhumane kind of public service when people and the basic resources they need become numbers in a ledger.
I mean, I'm sure he means well.
It isn't enough to mean well if you don't do good. I'm sure Caesar meant well, too.
Did Dr. Hildern... This really isn't any of my business, but did he give you a job?
Yes, he asked me to get some data from Alt 22.
I shouldn't say anything. I know that. But you're not the first person Hildern sent out to the vault. There were a lot of mercs, one after another. None of them came back. Then about a week ago, there was a scientist, Keeley. She's unusual. Not the sort of person you'd expect, but she's an absolute genius, and he didn't mention her? Not even her name? Or any of the other mercs?
No, he didn't mention anyone else.
But now he's hired you, which means one of two things. Either he heard back from Keeley, and she failed, or he's given up on her. Listen, I make a fair wage, but I'm not rich, not by any means. Maybe my kind of money wouldn't appeal to your average merc, but I'm willing to pay you if you'll find Keeley and make sure she's safe. Isn't right leaving her out there. No idea if she's alive or dead.
All right, I'll look for her. I make no promises. I know I'll look for her. I don't mind.
I had a good feeling about you. Moment you walked in. I mean it.
Have some questions.
Of course. Anything.
So, what's your role? Can you tell me anything else about Keeley?
Keeley's brilliant. An absolute genius. She plays at being mean, but it's all a front. When you've lived as long as she has, you get defensive around new people. Who wants to make a friend when you know you'll outlive them?
Exactly how old is Keeley?
I couldn't get her to say, but she talked about the war. The Great War, when the bombs
ghoul,
fell,
huh?
like she'd been there. So I'm guessing pretty old. 200 years? Maybe more.
So, how do Keeley and Hildern get along?
Like a Brahmin and a Deathclaw, though I'm not sure which would be which. Bad analogy, maybe. They're both Deathclaws in their way. Keeley hates Hildern. She says he's more politician than scientist, and gets in the way of true discovery. And Hildern hates Keeley because... well, because every time they meet, she makes him look like an ass. In front of important people, usually.
And what's your role here?
Head researcher. Mostly on the dam project, but I help out on other things when they need me. Gotta be flexible.
And what do you think of Dr. Hilden then?
The director? He's very well spoken and knowledgeable.
He seems focused on results, maybe not so much people.
He's not what you'd call warm, unless he wants something from you. And even then, it's kind of a cold warm. Most of the time, I focus on the science and try to forget him. He doesn't get mixed up in any actual work, though he tells people that he does.
Aha, so does Dr. Hilden take credit for your work?
He sure does. Everyone knows it.
I see.
I've just got to endure this job until the project is finished. But abandoning Keeley, he crossed a line. Taking credit for other people's work is one thing. Sending people to die in the waste is another. If Hildren tries to recruit any more mercs, I'm gonna warn them. What can he do to me? I'm the only one who can run this lab.
I hear the food around here is pretty bad.
It's foul, to tell the truth. Most people try to get what they can from the outside, even if it's just a smuggled candy bar now and then. Contreras is a genius. He can find almost anything you'd want. Takes caps to get him motivated, though. He won't do a thing for free.
Goodbye then.
Right. Stay safe.
Thank you, I shall. Okay, intriguing.
NCR is investing in new research. We're getting left in the dust.
Yes, you are, I suppose.
Hey, you got a second?
What is it?
The Brotherhood is failing. I've always known that. If we don't change course, we're going to fall apart, or fade away. But until recently, I haven't understood where we went wrong, or how to fix it. I think I need to go home.
We just been there. I'll take you back the first chance I get, I suppose.
Great, thanks, thank you. I'll encourage people to name their non-ugly children after you. Seriously.
I don't care if they're ugly children. any children that are named after me is fine. Whether they're ugly or not, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, because I'm going to have to end this video right here. If you did, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing. Hope to see you in the next one. And as always, stay awesome.